This NHL team has a very glaring hole, and it's so obvious at this point. So just a quick backstory, for those of you who follow hockey accounts, you probably already know about this, but basically the Toronto Maple Leafs and Buffalo Sabres were just facing off in any regular Thursday night hockey game. But there was a little bit of drama coming out of this one because people were talking about how Toronto fans typically travel to Buffalo, and it feels more like a home game for Toronto than it does for the Sabres. Now, the reason these Toronto Maple Leaf fans are traveling to the Buffalo Sabres arena rather than watching games in their home arena is because of the ticket prices. It's no secret that Toronto has raised their ticket prices in Scotiabank Arena by a lot, and traveling to Buffalo actually is cheaper for fans to watch the Maple Leafs play than it is to watch them at home. So yesterday, when the media asked a few Maple Leaf players what they thought about some of their fans being in an away barn, guys like Marner came out and said it's obviously a lot cheaper, probably with the ticket and drive. Scotiabank Arena prices have gone through the roof, which is exactly why some of these fans are traveling. And I guess this rubbed a few Buffalo Sabre players the wrong way. Guys like Tage Thompson basically just came out saying that they had a little bit of extra fuel now to play in this game. So coming off a game where they gave up 9 goals and now hearing all of this media coverage from the Leafs, I think it's safe to say that Buffalo was really hungry for a win, and that's exactly what they did. They came out and scored 9 goals on the night, winning the game 9-3, despite a couple nice goals from guys like Austin Matthews. Now, the big takeaway from this game isn't really with Buffalo, though. It's with Toronto and what they're really lacking on this roster, and that's a strong goalie. Now, before I get into this, I just want to say that Joseph Woll is a pretty solid guy for them. While I do believe he will be their number one, he's still a little bit untested. We don't know what Joseph Woll is going to be in the playoffs, how well he can perform down the stretch. It's basically a big question mark. So for a Leafs team that's ready to win a cup right now, should you really be relying on a young guy who basically has no resume to prove that he can win for them in the playoffs? And I just think that the Leafs window is really going to close if they can't capitalize on something like this. You need to improve your defense and you need to improve your goaltending, one or the other. And for me, I think it's gotten to the point with the goaltending. Ilya Samsonov just looks like he's a mess, and he's supposed to be your more reliable option while Joseph Woll grows. So I don't know what the best option is going to be, but I think Brad Treliving really needs to start making a move, or at least considering doing something before the trade deadline, because this team will make the playoffs and they will have high expectations. Even with some of their sloppy losses, they're still second in the Atlantic Division. So I think the pressure on this Maple Leafs team is at its all-time highest. So let me know what you guys think about this. Do you like the whole back and forth between the Sabres and the Leafs, how it's just kind of a little bit of passive-aggressive media coverage? And what's the biggest issue that the Toronto Maple Leafs need to address on this roster? Because I like Joseph Woll. I think he's going to be the future for this team, but I don't know if he's the answer this season. I think they should bring in some kind of veteran guy to help him out for the postseason. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. I will see you guys in the next one.